Hi, and welcome back to the podcast. My name is Rick Grant, and this is Rick's Room. And we built this podcast because with life being so busy, especially in the business world, we don't often have time to sit down and talk to people that we've been wanting to. We see this all the time at trade shows. We'll go to a conference, we'll work all day long, talking to 1,000 people, and still not talking to the people that we wanted to see that day until the end of the day. And we're sitting in the lounge and they come up and we have that conversation. That's what this show is all about. Now, today, I want to introduce you to someone that I haven't known that long, but I'm very impressed with. Now, he went to school, University of Missouri. He got a great degree. And then, in spite of that, he embarked on what, for most of us, is a very challenging endeavor, and that is entrepreneurship. I want to introduce you to Prince Obeng. Prince, thank you for being with me today.
Hey, good to be here, Rick.
Now, I've got friends down in Missouri because I grew up there. And it was my friend Dan Garrison who introduced me to you. And he told me when he did, he said, this guy, he's young, but he's got vision. He's doing something really cool. And when I talked to you, I found out that was exactly true. But where did that come from? Why? How did you come up with this idea for a new clothing shop?
Okay. Once again, thank you for having me here. So I'll say I started developing interest in business in general way back when I was doing my first degree. Right, I tried some businesses. I tried like a food business. I tried a couple of businesses, but when I was doing my master's degree in kinesiology in Missouri State University, I decided to switch and go into fashion, right? And so I started selling clothes in general. I was selling like suits, African wears, shoes, and stuff like that. And I was using my WhatsApp platform and, social media, basically. And this idea in particular, like Afrodin, came about when I decided to start thinking about how I can scale this business. Am I just going to be selling clothes and shoes and stuff like that? What can I do to make it appealing, to grow it, for it to become bigger than I was doing before? And so that is when the whole idea came to focus on African fashion, because I'm an African. And back in Missouri, I used to attend an African church, RCCG, where, we love to dress to church. We love to show up, so like colorful designs and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, okay, there are people here that, love the African stuff, African fashion, so I can focus on that and grow it. Because another thing I realized was that I checked on some platforms that are very common here that we used to buy our clothes and stuff. And I realized we don't really see or find like authentic African stuff on those platforms. The few ones you see, you realize when you look closely, the materials are not original, they are not authentic and stuff like that. So that was where the idea came from, right? Yes. So I just decided to focus on African fashion and bring in like authentic African fashion, not just African fashion, like right from the source or the roots.
I love it. A couple things about that. First of all, I love how you thought from the beginning about scale. A lot of people would have been satisfied just having a little corner shop and taking care of a local market, but you were thinking outside of the box. The other thing is that you've created something that has appeal outside of, beyond just your community. Some of the stuff you have on here is absolutely beautiful. It's stuff, you're right. We don't see this all the time.
Absolutely.
Well, it's hard to find. So I want to ask you some specifics about how you put this together, because it seems like a huge undertaking. And old guys like me with a lot of gray hair, we think, well, these young kids, they don't know what they're doing. Clearly, Prince, you do. So talk to me about some of the things you went through to get this set up in the beginning.
Okay, Rick, thank you so much. So, this is how the whole process went. I studied the concept of, say, Uber, right? I mean, not like their concept, like how I understood their concept. So from my own perspective, so I was like, they don't manufacture cars, right? And they are just like middleman, and the customers are there, and the drivers are there with their cars. So they are just like the middleman, making life easier for customers or passengers. So you just in your room and you just order for a ride and the car comes to you and all of that. So I was like, okay, since I want to focus on African fashion and it's kind of like hard to find here in the States, why don't I create a platform that is going to connect fashion lovers in the diaspora to, their favorite vendors in Africa? You get it? So that's where like that whole idea came from. I was like, okay, so I'm going to create a platform, but I'm not a software engineer. Or I'm not an IT person. So one of my friends came in mind, Isaac Adjian. He's the first person I called. He's a software engineer. So I reached out to him and discussed it with him. And he reached out to one of our other friends who is currently based in the UK. He's also a software engineer. So the two of them came on board. And initially, I didn't have money to pay them,
Yeah.
to create everything I had in my mind or I had in my head. So I offered them partnership that, hey guys, this is the plan. This is what I have in my head. If we can materialize it, this is what I'm offering. Then, I mean, one is in UK, one is in Ghana. I am here. That is perfect fit. If we can put this together, we can serve the diasporans very well. We can make life easier for them in terms of fashion. You get it? So I have something here to show you. One of you see this
Yeah.
cloth right here. It's
Yeah.
called smoke, right? In Ghana, where it's made from, it's called fugu, Fugu,
Okay.
and you don't sew it with a machine. They use threads and they kind of like weave it. It's just fascinating when you see it, the process and everything. So this is not something that is very common. The fabric is not common, and it is made in the northern part of Ghana. So if I say the platform is there to represent African fashion properly on the global stage, this is what I mean. So we get our products from the roots, from where they are originally made or can be found, and we bring them to our customers, and it's all about what you feel. Like, I am an African and I want to feel, the African pride and the style. And when I go to church and events and stuff, like, I want to have that feeling, right? So that is where we come in as, Afrodin, just to bring that connection between the talented designers and artisans back in Africa to diasporans.
Prince, that's fantastic. But what you're doing is big. You're not just talking about an American company. You're certainly not on the corner. You have partners in foreign countries. You're a global firm, basically.
Right.
Where does the courage and the confidence come from to tackle something this big?
I would say I've always loved challenges in a good way, right? I always like to challenge myself. I always say to my friends that I like to put myself in a corner where I'm not comfortable and find my way out. And that is where I find like I get a lot of fulfillment from, trying to find my way out and achieving like, okay, what I set before me to achieve. And I'm a go-getter. Like, I set goals for myself and do whatever it takes to achieve them. And it doesn't always work, but at least I always want to try. There's a saying that it's better to try and fail than not to try at all and live with regret. So I think it's just my love for challenges and the fulfillments that I feel from always finding my way out and making things happen for myself.
Prince, that's exactly what we need more of in this country. I love it. Now, we're coming up on the holidays, so this might be a good opportunity for them to find out more about your site. So let me share that on screen and tell them how to find that. What's the URL here? So they can find you.
Oh yeah, it's Afrodin.com. That is AFRODIN.com. It's very simple. So yep. Okay. That's where you find us. And we have a lot of like other collections coming up, especially for this holidays, so we would have a lot of exciting things coming up too. And there's one thing I want to talk about, some packages that we are working on now for our new customers. So it is something we are working on. We would be giving our new customers or anyone who purchases for the first time on Afrodin.com free shipping and a $20 gift card for all first timers, right? And the $20 gift card is going to be valid for 30 days. So you have 30 days to use it, or whatever you want to do with it to purchase again on the website. And also we are working on a referral program where when you buy products worth from $100 or more, you become eligible to generate a special or unique referral code that you can use or share with your friends to purchase. When any of your friends uses your referral code to purchase, you get a $10 gift card, and your friend gets a $20 gift card. So we have like exciting stuff coming up. I can't explain everything here, but as we go, we will be putting them on our social media handles. So it's going to be everywhere. It's going to be on the website. Yeah. So exciting things coming.
That's great, Prince. What a great way to get into those expat communities all around the world, right? They're going to start sharing it with each other. I love what you're doing. I love it because of the leadership aspect. I love your attitude. I love what you're doing. I'm definitely going to want to visit with you as you grow this company. But before I let you go, tell me about the long-term vision. Where would you like to take this company over the next few years?
Okay, so the long-term vision is very simple, is to become a global destination for African fashion. And then representing like quality, culture, and contemporary elegance. Because when you hear African fashion, you want to see elegance, you want to see colors, you want to see beauty, and we want to represent that going forward. So in one sentence, our long-term vision is to become a global destination for African fashion. Get connected with your favorite vendors, your favorite designers as well. Yeah, so that is our long-term vision.
We've been visiting with Prince Obeng. He's the founder of Afrodin Fashions. Prince, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you so much, Rick. I appreciate it.